Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. How is everybody doing today? I thank you for tuning in and clicking on this video. You clicked on it because you want to hear the ugly truth about trucking. And so, yes, I'm going to grace you guys with my thoughts and my observations with more than 7 years in the trucking game. 7 years experience out here, and I'm going to give you a few things of why I think this is the ugly truth in trucking. Because I don't think most people know this. I don't think people running out here to get their CDL and want to be a driver, and I don't think they know the truth about trucking. So here we go. Let's start off with it's. I'm gonna start off with the first thing is your time. Being an OTR, CDL holder, driver, whether you're driving box trucks, regional, local OTR, it's time. If you get this job, you're going to be expected to work at, it don't matter what job it is, you're going to be expected to work 12-hour shifts regardless. Because we have 11-hour clocks to drive, and we also have 3 hours of residual time, which is working time that's non-driving time you can stop waiting and waiting. So every job, you're going to have to work at least 11 hours. Be prepared for that. That is an ugly truth. It's not it's not that simple. It's not easy and peaches and cream. It's time. You have to work for your money. It's not a vacation. A lot of people think they're going to get out here and it's going to be a vacation. No, baby. They want your time. You know, some of these jobs want you to be out 2 to 3 weeks without seeing your family, without your loved ones. That's hard to do with. A lot of people are not prepared for how much time they got to give to this job. They want you to work as well. You know, you got to get out there and do stuff. Rain, sleet, snow, cold, hot, it don't matter. You got to get out there and hook and unhook and drop and, hook up and open your doors, close your doors, go into the shipper, go into the receiver. You got to talk and deal with these places and these people. And, yeah, it becomes time consuming. You know, it's time consuming and it's lonely because everybody else is at home. You got your Facebook, you got your phone to keep you going, but it is lonely. Take up your time. All your time is spent on the pavement, on the interstate, looking at lines go past all day. That's what you got to be prepared for. If you want to be a CDL driver, I just want to give out this disclaimer. It is not a vacation. Even though I already said that, but I want to say it again. This is not a vacation. It's not come here, get it your way, have it your way. It's not Burger King either. People come into this game. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. Yeah, you can come do that, and your check gonna be $500. Now, if you just uh uh tighten up your laces and put your feet on the ground and go with the flow, you'll be all right. You'll be able to make some money as long as you don't complain too much. Because this whole industry is derived about making money. It's driven by the drivers. If you ain't gonna take the stuff, nobody makes no money. So you can't be picky. Well, I ain't going here. I suggest you go anywhere they ask you to learn instead of being in your feelings and uncomfortable, because this job will make you uncomfortable. It will make you uncomfortable. But just be prepared to give up a lot of your time in the trucking game. Period. Your time is going to be spent looking at lines, looking at pavement, sitting in traffic, sitting at lights. That's what you're going to spend your time doing. Instead of at your nieces and nephews' football game or your kids' football and basketball games, instead of spent at the house cooking, instead of spent at the house cutting grass and taking care of the yard and taking your sons back and forth to their, sports events or band events or whatever these kids are into. You don't spend your time with them. You spend your time on the road doing what these people tell you to do. Just be prepared. Okay, let's move on. My second reason for the ugly truth in trucking is the stress and anxiety. You got to be prepared for that too, because it's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. And people don't Never, I've never, as many videos as I have watched, I have never seen nobody touch on this part. And that is the stress and anxiety that this job causes. Because it's stressful. When you're trying to back into a spot and you have people constantly coming, making you move, constantly in your way, constantly messing up your concentration and messing up your focus, that gets stressful. And it makes you anxious. It causes anxiety, especially when you're new until you get it down pat. But even a 20-year-old vet could get stressed and anxiety from trying to get into a dock door. Not only at the shippers and receivers, but you got to be able to back in at the truck stops. You got to be able to just maneuver your truck. And sometimes it could be stressful, especially if you're having a hard time with the dock. Because some of these docks be on main roads. It's not all short, nice, easy, whip up in there and get it. No, some of these places is, old. A lot of the country was built in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Some, they still use those buildings, and some of these places ain't really built for these big trucks, but they want us to come, and it causes stress. I'm not gonna lie, I have my days where this is too stressful for me. That's why I go home as much as I do, because I get overwhelmed with the stress out here and the anxiety. That is like a real high one for me, which is the ugly truth. Like, nobody tell you about this. The anxiety and the stress that comes with waiting in traffic in these cities. Every single one of these major cities in America, by 5 o'clock, they're all backed up. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, where we going? Louisville, Kentucky. I'll keep going south. Anything off that 95, Philadelphia, anything over there, that will stress you out. That 95, boy, stressed out trying to come through there. And people don't talk about that. People do not talk about how just the traffic alone creates stress and anxiety, especially when you're dealing with it day after day. They want you on the road for 14 or 21 days, so you're dealing with it day after day after day. That creates just high levels of stress and high levels of anxiety. If people don't address these things, we'll never talk about these things. But that is an ugly truth to trucking. Yes, it is. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to my third reason, or my third ugly truth of trucking. And this one is a high one for me, but just now started to hit home with me. And that is the health and the eating options. Your actual health, like how healthy can you be, and the eating options out here. Like I just previously said, you spend anywhere from 14 to 21 days out. And what are you eating? They got a design for you to eat fast food, because the Subway, McDonald's, those are the two most accessible food options for a truck driver. And some of these guys been eating that stuff for 20 years. That's why they jump out the truck and be 400 pounds. So people don't think about that when they try to come get in this lifestyle. They only think about the money. But yeah, you have to be worried about eating healthy. That means you have to buy from home, prepare your meals, and try to cut down the sugars and the fats and the snacking, because a lot of us do that out here, and that causes us to gain weight. And it's just really hard to even get into a grocery store to even go grocery shopping. Like I said, it's just it'd be anxiety when you want to go to a grocery store and it's all the cars in there, in and out. Then on top of that, you see signs that says no semi truck tractor trailer park. So you gotta weigh your options. You gotta risk getting a boot, getting told to go in this grocery store to make sure you have something good and healthy to eat. If not, you're gonna be eating McDonald's and Subway all day. And by the end of your career, you're gonna be 300 pounds, 400 pounds. And I took a break during COVID, and I've been back since 2021. Here it is, 2023, and I picked up like 20, 25 pounds in 2 years on this road. So this one is really hitting home for me. Now I'm actually trying to pay attention to what I'm eating and how often I'm eating, and my weight and my health. You have to be conscious about these things, or it can get away from you. So yeah, Just beware. Not many options to eat healthy unless you're gonna cook it. Everything takes time. That circles back to my number one reason. My number one, my first ugly truth is the time. So you gotta take time shopping, cooking, preparing food. That should be time you should be sleeping. So you gotta weigh that in there. That is the ugly truth about trucking. What you gonna eat? Okay, let's move on. My next one is this one gets under my skin. The shippers and the receivers. And those who don't know, shippers and receivers are the places you pick up and the places you drop off. So you gotta pick up a load and then you gotta drop it off. And those places, these places rude. I'm talking about rude. The workers, they hate their job, so they be rude to the drivers. They don't care about your time. These places will hold you 4 and 5 hours, knowing you limited on how much you can drive a day and how much you can move around a day. They will waste your time. You bringing their product, you bringing a load that costs $10,000, $20,000, and these people will not let you go to the bathroom. They want you to pee on the side of the road or whatever nasty thing you can come up with. But that is what they expect in trucking. Some places are better than others. Some places you'll go to, they'll have a nice driving room, nice bathroom, showers, places where you can microwave, places where you can lounge at. Some places are very nice and very considerate to the driver. But that's case by case, and that's far few in between. Most of the places don't even want you on the property. They want the stuff in your truck. They do not want you on their property. And you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that when you do this. So to me, that's a big thing to me. That's been bothering me. Because how the shippers and receivers act. And that's the ugly truth. People never talk about that either. They never tell you that these places will hold you 4 and 5 hours, 6, 7 hours, 12 hours. Because they'll book in 60 trucks for that day. And you don't know that. You get there, the line, you 15 trucks back. You ain't planning for your day to go like that. You plan to get to your delivery. You know it's gonna be about an hour or two at most places. In some places you'll get there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours wasted at one place. So you better have your food, your drink, and everything that you need before you get to go to your shippers and receivers because they will lock you up. That is the ugly truth about trucking. Especially, this is something that nobody ever, I've never heard a video that talked about the shippers and receivers. But I'm gonna let it go. There it go. So that is the ugly truth about trucking. This right here is the number one ugly truth about trucking. This is the most controversial. This is the biggest one ever. We are not rich. No, sir. You do not make $1 million in trucking. And it's so funny because everybody's family members, if you are a driver, you know that your family members think you rich. They seen the elevation. They seen what you go from working at McDonald's and Walmart to being a truck driver. It is an elevation. You do, the money is a come up, but you're not rich, baby. And it feel like that at first, but you're not rich. And the way that some of these guys maintain is because it's called budgeting your money. Just because you got all this money or more than what you had, you're not rich. We have to work for this money. Like I said, it takes a lot of time for this money. We don't see our families a lot for this money. So it means more to a lot of drivers. They are more responsible with their money because how much time and effort we put into making it. But we're not rich. So anybody who see this video, you know somebody who is a CDL driver or a truck driver or whatever y'all want to call it, they're not rich, baby. So please don't think they are, you know. So yeah, there you guys have it. I wanted to chime in and give you my ugly truth about trucking. And I hope this helps anybody out, somebody. I hope it helps somebody out that's new into the game and want to come in this direction and want to be a part of the CDL community. I hope this helped you out. But just consider these things. Make sure you think about it. Consider it. And one little thing I might add is I honestly don't think this is a career for people with children. If your children are anywhere from newborns to the age of 15 or 16, and shoot, 16, if they're not mature, you don't want to do this because you'll never be at home with kids. You're going to miss all their stuff. This right here has destroyed many marriages, and kids appreciate what the parent has bought them, but they don't even know their parents. You don't know your kid because you're never at home. So keep these things in your thoughts. I pray everybody is blessed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Put something in the comment section. I'll discuss whatever you guys want to discuss. Tell me what y'all think about the ugly truth of trucking is. Tell me what you guys are. And, we can converse on that. Be sure to go follow me on Instagram at true_life_sky. I'll put it in there somewhere. But yeah, y'all be blessed.